Hey y'all, what's going on? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope you all having a good day and a great week. I myself having a good day and I'm working tonight. So I'm here giving you this live before I go to work and give you my update and my opinions about what's happening, something that stood out to me. It's not gonna be an episode by episode review because it's too much for 3 shows. All right, hold up, y'all. It's not gonna be an episode by episode review. So it's just gonna be what stood out for me for each show, and then we just talk about it. So I hope y'all have. I want this to be a conversation. So come in, say hey, don't be a troll. Say hey, how you doing, and share your opinions about these episodes. Listen, how y'all feeling? So we're gonna do Bell Collective, Birmingham first. Then we're gonna do Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and then we're gonna keep Housewives last. I know that's what everybody likes, and I wanna make sure people are in for Housewives Atlanta, so they give you opinions about that. Because I got so many thoughts about each one of them. But before we get to that, hey, shine bright like a diamond. You're beautiful like diamond in the sky. I feel like I have been here for a while. It's only been like 2 weeks, but I've been just like chilling, resting, trying to get myself prepared for June and everything because there's a lot of coming up. We got the Love Island, so we're gonna be watching Love Island USA, Love Island UK. I'm gonna be reviewing Love Island USA, and also keeping up with the reviews of the other shows. I'm still doing a book review. I might do that pre-recorded and just upload it for y'all, or sometime I might do live. All right, what's going on here? What's going on? It's like people spamming comments. Don't spam comments, y'all. Hello, how you doing? So let's get into it. I ain't gonna waste your time, but like I said, I have enjoyed each show. Bell Collective Birmingham was a new franchise spinoff from the Bell Collective series. I enjoy Bell Collective is one of my favorite series from Carlos King. So I enjoyed the original cast. So I do like the new Bell Collective spinoff and the new ladies and the new set of ladies and stuff like that. And let's see how far that goes. They had a few episodes. The season finale was this past Friday, and the reunion will be this coming Friday. So let's get into that. We're gonna talk about that. The original Bell Collector is coming back in June, and a couple other shows are coming back in June. So we got a lot of shows back in June to watch, to catch up on, and while Love Island is going. So you will regularly get reviews on Love Island, as well as continue up the reviews of the other shows as well. And top of mix up the Mr. Social Corners into between with celebrity news and stuff like that. But until then, let's get into it because I don't got time. We got 3 shows to talk about, and we don't have much time. All right, let's do Bell Collective Birmingham. I don't know, last episode I talked about whatever about the whole mop thing, but the biggest thing of the season was this mop situation between Stormy and Tiffany and whatnot. So before we get to that, let's talk about Fumi and her storyline with her husband about the house thing. I already gave my opinions on how I feel about her comment that men should have no say in getting the house, or he needs to write a paycheck and just pay for the house. I don't like that type of rhetoric. I don't care for whatever she says. She can stand 10 toes down with it. I'm going to stand 10 toes in my opinion. I never liked that comment, and I still don't. She did clarify it, but she said he should have a say when it comes to the budget and how much they can spend. But other than that, that's that. But I feel like if we both go be our forever own, and that's gonna be our home, we both need to have input in it. Not just using me as a freaking pocket. And then you have money too, but you're not putting it towards the house either. Your money is your money, and then his money to spend. So if he has a way and to say I can't afford this house or not like that, then you just have to deal with it. Don't get in your pissy attitude, get upset, and get it there because you didn't get the house that you wanted. If you wanted this house, you could buy it yourself too. Period. And I'm gonna stand by it. I don't care what nobody say. But when it comes to the house thing, I'm really not on Fumi's side all the way, 100%, because she acting too spoiled about that. And I understand that house is nice, has a lot of land, it's got a lot of things, so it's great. But if you don't have the budget for it, and the kids don't want to move, he don't want to move, you the only one trying to move and pushing him to pay for it, and getting upset when it doesn't go your way. So I'm sorry, that's just me. That's just me. I don't care, but I don't like that. Cause you was buttering him with the food into the place to think that he was gonna do what you want, and then when he tell you some news, then you took all the food back. Oh, now, I guess the house that they were supposed to stay at that house and put it on the market, but now he said we're gonna take the house off the market. I'm sorry, we're not putting the house off the market. We're not putting the house off the market. And she get upset. I said, girl, you want the house so damn bad, you just use your money. Since you got the content creation money. Let me know your thoughts. Hey, y'all might have to differently than me. But let me know your thoughts. But that's that. Kayla, I don't know. Kayla always act confused. Act like she don't know what she's doing, but she definitely know what she's doing. She trying to play that. Woe is me. I'm the sad little girl. I don't know what's going on. Everything's always happened to me, kind of bullshit. And then when you confront her about stuff that she's doing, then she's about to start break down crying or acting like she don't even know what you're saying. Oh, what? I don't know. Did I do it? Like that whole between Amber and Kayla about this whole you coming in the room and you not speaking to me. You did that a couple of times, and she comes to you about it. So, no, I didn't know how to do that. No, it's not intentional. That, and then also when her niece was doing something and I guess she was hyper or energetic, you wrote a comment that a compliment, but also put like a backhanded compliment shade into it by saying you do 2 lines of the C of substance. And I said, what are you trying to imply? That I want some substance to why I'm acting the way I'm acting? But when she tried to confront you about it, she can't even go hard on you about it because at that time you came to the Gather Time event all crying. So now she can't really go hard or ham or at least trying to confront you about the situation because you're already in the state of mind that you can't deal with this. And I was like, oh my God. So the dig is up with Kayla and her situation. I mean, if she continue back next season, I want to see more of what's going on because we really got this dynamic between her. She talked about the husband and her, and how they had a big age gap, and she was dealing with him when she was like 18 something years old, and the mom found out, kicked out the house, and then she lived with a boyfriend, and they got married, and they got a couple kids together, and now they divorced, and she is a single parent. She has another boyfriend that's older, like she into older men and whatnot. But she had to find herself and get to her grind and see how it is and pour into herself and do better. Now that's that. Amber with her IVF journey, as I appreciate that. It's great that she was able to get a couple of eggs, and then hopefully she find a suitor partner to disseminate the eggs so it could be embryos. So when she's ready to, I guess, conceive or have surrogacy and something like that, you can have the eggs for um, future. I know she does want to be married and have kids and whatnot, so she's trying to go this IVF journey to get that done, so she can have that out the way, so to be ready for her. So when she really have a partner to do that next step with, and that. So more power to her. And maybe she don't have a man, she don't need one. She could just do it on her own. Ain't go about her business if she really wants a child. But That's that with Amber. And Sanella was on the old season, but she wasn't a part of the main cast. I was like, I need y'all to put her. I mean, I don't know if she was introduced as a friend of, maybe she is, but she was mostly there for the whole season and for the every scene and group scene. So I don't know why she's not part of the cast member. She could just make her the part of the main cast. If you gonna use her for the rest of the scenes, because she mostly every scene she mostly there in a lot of group scenes. So she's a friend of or something like that. Maybe maybe she was the friend of the show because she was there a lot. But I was like, the only part was we just didn't get her backstory, so that's why she's not main cast. But she's probably the friend of. But Sonetta was there a lot, so maybe she could upgrade to be main cast. We'll see if she wants to. Cause sometimes people don't want to go through all that extra stuff. You can just come in, pop in, and pop out, and go about your business. Now Tiffany, the blessed one. Now let's get to Tiffany Stormy. Like with Stormy, like I said, I know Stormy from the Love and Marriage, Huntsville, and to be honest, some of y'all might not like it, but I wasn't feeling her all the way in Love and Marriage, Huntsville. I ain't like how she handled her and her dynamic between her and Melanie. Like I said, Melanie's not perfect, but at the same time, I ain't like how she handled the dynamic and whatnot. So I wasn't really a big fan of her like that. So I gave her another chance. I said, all right, she's gonna be the new ensemble cast, a new beginning because she left Love and Marriage Huntsville. But I do want to give accolades for what it is. She is great successfully. She has a great business. Karen's Beauty is doing well successfully. She's breaking barriers and whatnot. So great in her empire. And then she got a great estate, the home that she lives in, beautiful. So that's that. But her as a person, she needs to understand that how she moves sometimes is on her, and she does move passive aggressively or go get you before you get me kind of mentality. Like she said in this episode, this season, she has to get you or what should be would mentality. So she does that, and I felt like it keeps showing up and showing up. So when it came down to this Tiffany and Stormy thing, I'm team neither. They both are wrong. And I put that on Instagram. I said both I'm sorry, I said sorry. Both Tiffany and Stormy are wrong. However, I feel like the show wanted us to make it seem like Tiffany is the sole villain. And I said Tiffany's not the sole villain. I don't think she's the only villain on the show. I think they all have some issues going on and contribute to the situation. But I feel like Tiffany's not all to blame in this whole mop situation. Which by is stupid as itself to even drag it on for this whole thing. Or because y'all don't understand each other yet, or their personalities and how they find humor and whatnot. Because people have different sense of humor. So you might not find it in one person, and you may not find humor in one person might find humor, and that vice versa. So when you come into the friendship and when you come to the friend group and try to learn people, you also have to learn how they find things funny, what they believe in, all that stuff like that, and try to get to that before y'all jump into it. But with these type of shows, things are amplified, so you pushed into the group and you try to learn people fast and whatnot. So I do feel like Tiffany could be a lot. She is with her judgy and all that stuff and her antics, but I feel like she's not the sole problem with the thing. Now, with her between her and Fumi, I do understand that whole interaction that I gave Tiffany. You was acting a little funny style and Fumi and everything, so it wasn't all on Fumi. So I do give Fumi that Tiffany was showing something. However, when it comes to this mob situation, they both was wrong, and I'm gonna explain why. Because now we went to that. Why I felt like they both was wrong, and a lot of people like my comment on Instagram. Like people like my comment. I know some people made some comments under it and said, "Oh yeah," I said, "No, Tiffany is a villain." I said, "Yes." I didn't say that she's not. I feel like the show is trying to make it seem like she's the only one, and she's not the only at fault. And they both are wrong. So it's not gonna take away the fact that I say they both are wrong. Yes, I say Stormy's wrong too. The reason why I feel like she's wrong, because when that whole mop thing situation, like even that, I was like, I don't understand, like if she was joking or she being serious. Like, I want you to mop, I want you to mop, I want you to mop. Like I told it to her, she feel like it's joke. We're gonna take by her word from it. It is what it is. She said she find it funny. I don't think she would really try to tell you to mop, but whatever. They find it funny, and that was funny to her. Stormy ain't find it funny. So instead of Stormy reaching out to her and telling her what you felt about it, you did a backhanded thing by dismissing her and removing her from your live streaming. Every other lady was there, but you just invited Tiffany. But you didn't tell this to Tiffany directly, you just invited her. So then I had to break it to Amber and call Amber and tell Amber that Tiffany was uninvited to the live streaming. And you didn't tell her. So my thing is, that's point right there. If you're supposed to be this woman, you should woman enough and tell Tiffany, Tiffany, that thing that your place, I will be there to support you. And I like that you told me about this mop, you told me the mop situation, like I'm supposed to be beneath you, and I'm some servant, and now I didn't find that funny. You could have talked to her, hash it all out. Now I have Tiffany here trying to figure out what she did to offend you that night. And what she did, and she lacking her brain, the fact to figure out what happening. You disinvite her and then say nothing. So when Amber wanted to have the civil rights event that mostly everybody didn't go, even Amber herself because she was sick, Stormy came with her, I think, her employee, and then Amber came with her, not to Amber, Tiffany came with her best friend, Kendra. And that was able to point that Tiffany and Stormy was able to say. So Tiffany said, I heard that Selena came to me and told me that you had some issues with me. It was a problem going on some event. So what did Selena say? What she said to you? Like, I come to you know exactly what was the situation. You know exactly what was the reason why you just invited her to your live stream and when you have an issue with Tiffany. So instead, she came to you directly. You should have just said directly plain. But you beat around the bush trying to act like, what's another saying? I didn't say this, something like that. I was like, do you know what you said? And I said, come on, that passive. That's the part I didn't like about Stormy. I hated it what Stormy was doing. Because I said, girl, don't act like you just left you was offended. But instead of manning up and being straight about it, you beating around the bush about it. Until it had to force you out of you to say it. And then y'all go back and forth. And then Tiffany said, oh, because of the mouth comment? I find it funny. And then they go back and forth, back and forth. And I think Tiffany apologized at the moment. She apologized. She said, offended you. And they was hashing it back and forth. And then she then eventually apologized for offending you. But when you asked her, did you find it funny? She gonna lie and say no, but she said yes. And like at the end of the day, if something happened and I find it funny, it just doesn't take away the fact that I found it funny. That doesn't negate anything. I have found it funny, and I still have found it funny. Now, it's not funny that you was offended by it, and I apologize because I don't want you to feel like I'm laughing at you because you told me this offended you. Yes, I apologize because my thing that I think was a joke, you didn't take it as a joke. So I apologize for that. And no, it's not funny that you was hurt by my comment. And what I could do from moving forward, then I would not make no class jokes like that because you don't know how I am. You don't know my jokes. And I don't know. I know you don't take that kind of joke. You don't got my sense of humor. So moving forward, I would be more cognitive of what I would say to demean you or anything like else. And try to get to know you in a different way. So that's what you could have done. And never move forward with Tiffany Stormy. But if you ask me a question, you should never ask me a question, and you're gonna be offended if I found out. I said yes, it was funny. Not that it hurt you, but it was funny to me. So I'm sorry, and I'm like that Tiffany didn't back down. I like that Tiffany know who Stormy is or whatnot. I mean, I don't know who she is, but you know her accolades and her business and her endeavors. Didn't back down because Stormy is this big person. or has a bigger platform or more success. I like it because most people come in, they see Stormy and say she's an anchor of the show, and they people like to gravitate towards the anchor and be in a good size and be in a good crowd and never rattle the feathers because they're the anchor of the show. You don't want to upset the anchor. No, I want someone who will sit there in their truth and say, you know what? I could be me and I could be in this collective, but I don't have to kiss nobody behind. And I like that Tiffany did that. I like that Tiffany stayed on her own and go toe to toe with Stormy. And I guess Stormy didn't think that somebody would stand up to her. And they both was like this, not backing down. You ain't backing down. I ain't backing down. Yes, I found it funny. Yes, offended me, and you still think it's funny. Yes, I still think it's funny, and it's going back and forth. Like this whole thing was stupid to even go back and forth about. Apologize and whatnot, but you asked her the question. She said she started finding funny. Now you still wouldn't offend it about it. Whatever. Though she didn't ask the question. You should have moved on from the apology and kept on from that. Now, you invite her to the home. That's another thing I felt like that Stormy was wrong as well. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, they both all wrong. So I'm nobody's side. So you invite Tiffany and the ladies to your house, to your estate. Right? Everybody got there. They was in a van, spin a van, having a good time, get to your house. In the house, you have arranged this nice little seating arrangements to the table, and people had eaten everything. You had a photo shoot planned. That photo shoot was nice. Everybody changed their clothes. They took a little picture, even though the tension was there. It was a great photo. And then you had everybody sit down. Now, knowing that these staff or whoever you work with know that you're claustrophobic. You don't like to be closed in between, right? It was up to you or somebody else to know that, to not to put you in the middle between two people. And before they even got to the place, why you didn't do a check of the table before they even sat down and see where you were sitting at, to make sure you at the end of the table or whatnot, and I placed you in between. Whoever set the table up set you up for drama or whatever, because they should not have put you in the middle. They should put you in the head of the table or the edge, not in the middle. And sometimes people be in the middle, especially at a birthday party, sometimes you are in the middle because you're the important person. So it depends how the celebration is. Sometimes you are put in the middle because you're the important person, but or sometimes you are on the edge of the table. Usually at the middle or the end of the table. Depends on where you want to sit at. But since you're claustrophobic, they shouldn't have had to push you in the middle. So whoever put that set the table up, you or somebody else failed yourself. And then everybody sitting down. Amber came there first. Now, so Amber scanned the table and see that your plate was there and say, oh my God, my friend cannot be here. Can I switch the plate over here? And when I said everybody got their seats and everybody sit down, it was assigned seats. Story was in between Tiffany and Amber. No. Was it? Yeah, Kayla next was Stormy, and then Fumi was in the end. Yes, Tiffany and Amber. Like, and whatever. It's not important, the importance of the season arrangements. I'm trying to remember, visualize it, but it's not that important. All I know, she was in between. I know Tiffany, and somebody else, right? I think it was Kayla. So she could have been there. So she came in. Tiffany and I sat down. Everybody got their seat. Stormy was the last one. So she came in. She said to Tiffany, I'm going to move my seat. Like, all dramatic. Like, you made a big spectacle of it. You made a big spectacle. And Tiffany like, good. Because she said, yeah, I can't be in the middle because I'm claustrophobic. Yes. Now, Tiffany did laugh after she said the claustrophobic comment, but I don't think she laughed because she said she was claustrophobic. I think she laughed because, girl, you was making a big spectacle of your changing your seat, and you are funny. You are a funny girl. And everybody said, why are you making a big deal? Like, what is that? Like, I get it. And y'all should have set the table up better than this if you know you're not supposed to be in the middle. Period. Making all that big deal out of it because you didn't want to sit next to me or because you claustrophobic, girl, bye. You making a whole big deal out of it. So Tiffany said, "Sister, what's so funny? You." And like I said, that's what I said. I like how Tiffany to stand up to Stormy and not backing down. So you and they going back and forth with each other, and they bring her over there to kick her out the house. I said, that's the case. You gonna have one of this issue. You shouldn't even brought her up there. She didn't even invite her. Then you get, and I said, Stormy, how you letting Tiffany get you this riled up? Get you so riled up to the fact that you getting out yourself, your character, or that probably is her character. Because I was like, gosh, she is. And get that my house, get that out of the house. I'm glad to go. I'm glad to go leave because now Tiffany had to get an Uber to come pick her up to take her back home because they came in spinner vans like that. So get out my house, get out my house, and the thing. And was like, it's both my friends, and I'm hurt out about this and all that stuff. So she tried to get Tiffany not to leave, and told Tiffany, "Can you try to hash it out?" And then Stormy came back over there, and everybody said, "This is that," and I told you they're going back and forth. She said, "Girl, you still arguing about a mop? Like really?" You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with mopping. It's nothing wrong with mopping. It's nothing wrong with it. Because I'm pretty sure, listen, if you got no service in the thing, you got to mop your floors, right? You got to mop your place. So there's nothing wrong with mopping and everything. It's to keep your place clean. So it is that, and then you a B, call her, Stormy called Tiffany a B, call her a hoe, get this hoe out of my house, get this B out my house, all that stuff like that. And I said, you need to walk fast. She said, don't tell me how to walk. You say, you walk. I'll say, girl, you try to tell her to walk fast, things like that. So she's walking. You had to keep following her, trying to antagonize her constantly. That's to say, this is Stormy that I don't even care for. I know everybody will try to make it Tiffany like Tiffany's fault, but I said no. And I'm glad that I'm not the only person who sees that it's wrongs to both sides. So this whole thing was too much. And everybody tried to get Tiffany to, Tiffany said, I already apologized for it. But it's still finding funny. Like, what you want me to say? You want her to change her mind, change and say it's not funny anymore? No, she's not laughing. It's not funny that it's offending you, but she just found the mop comment funny. That's all. It's not taken away from that. So then all that went away. All that happened. Now Tiffany said, I don't know if we'll be around these ladies anymore, allow Stormy anymore, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I'm not backing down. She ain't backing down. I already apologized to her. And she ain't say no if either. She apologized for offending her. You know, so, but she still can't get over that. She found that comment still funny. So it is what it is. So Stormy wanted to do a Last Supper. Had a nice arrangement. Had a Last Supper. And this time she make sure she got her seat arrangement correct. It was nice. It's like Jesus' Last Supper and everything. Like the whole biblical, spiritual kind of thing. Everybody come together again. All the ladies, even with Sedetta, and try to hat down. Now, Tiffany, at some point, she was like, because Fumi told her that she invited everybody, and she told her that how she didn't like that side of herself. She tried to do better and try to mature and get out of it. She tried to mature about that. I wish the B would scenario. I will get you before you get me kind of situation. I wish it would go try me all the time. And that's her mentality. And she thought she would get better at it, but realized she got a lot more work to do because it brought her right back to the situation. I said that situation should never brought you that way back, to be honest, because it was not that deep. But whatever according to her, she found something issue with that. So I don't want that. I want to change that in myself. So she fully told Tiffany all that. But Tiffany said, I'm not sure I'm going to come here. I'm not sure I'm going to go. So let that be happening. So everybody sitting down. Then here comes Tiffany walked in with her old black on with the fur. I said, you better walk in good like you're not scared of nobody. Listen, you're going to be a villain. Do it the right way. If you're going to be a villain, live up to it at the end of the day. I like a villain that stand on their truth, don't let nobody punk them, and do what they are. If she's gonna be the villain of the show, let her rock and let her be. Because I like a lot of y'all say that, and y'all be a villain, just stand in it. I said she's standing in it, but y'all still don't know. They were talking about her. Now, do I care for Tiffany like much? No. But at the same time, she doing what she had to do, and she making TV with Stormy, whatever. So she came in, and all the attention, they said, oh, see Stormy and everything. She's like, good dress. She said, thank you, sat down. And then she brought them in because she had a surprise for them. But then she wanted to bring this collective together and move forward and do bigger things as a group. Because, supposed to be a bond there and be sisterhood. So that was that. She apologized to Tiffany about the comments that you're not a B, you're not a hoe, you're not all that stuff. And she told her about her upbringing and also that what she do and how she tried to get over that. And then Tiffany said she accepted the apology, but also she said she also had this little past about how she used to go to 0 from 100 real quick and then to get back. So she tried to get away from that type of person. So they both have some upbringing of being pop off or angry and doing it. So I like that they was willing to apologize to each other, and Stormy wanted to do like a service of watching feeds and whatnot. That was good service. And then Stormy took them to a place, and the picture they took, it was on a billboard. It was great. The collective, and it was cute. It was cute. So let's see how this goes. The reunion this Friday. They're gonna rehash the issues. So everybody gonna come back, rehashing the show and the differences and the issues. Maybe some of the stuff might come out because I think Fumi may have some type of issue of the short jokes that Emma was giving, but I don't think it was really serious yet. But Fumi may feel some way about some of those short comments or short jokes that should be thrown towards her. Not to the point that they don't like each other, but she just felt some way about it a little bit. And like I said, this is a good first season. It's a good fresh start. Let's see they come back for another season and what else they're going to give us. But please do not argue over the minimal craziness that ought to be argued about. And then we good. Then we will be good. No more of stupid arguments. Please move forward. We should not have another mop situation being set the focal point of contention. It wasn't about the mop. It's about that y'all not knowing each other and who the person you're dealing with. What's their sense of humor and what's their character. And once y'all learn that, maybe y'all get better. And say, you know what? Oh, okay, I know how she gets. Like, she don't think none of it. She don't admit that. I know she got a dark sense of humor or whatever it is. Or she do corny jokes, a little shade. She don't mean nothing about it. That. But that's when you start learning when you sisterhood and everything. People could be really judgy when it comes to new people and their friend group and stuff like that. So that's that. But that was Bell Collective, Birmingham. That's how I feel. Like I said, I'm nobody's side of between this whole mop. I know everybody said, "Oh, you team Story, team Tiffany." I'm team neither because I feel like they both was wrong. Period. And I Mizzle stand by that, and I will still stand by it, no matter who come up my platform and ask me. No, you could say, oh, you can give me a whole dissertations. I still feel like they both was wrong. So you go. I could probably agree with you about Tiffany's standpoint. I could agree about Stormy's standpoint, but they both was wrong. Period. All right. Any last thoughts about that? Then we're gonna move on to Real Housewives of Rhode Island. All right. All right, Real Housewives of Rhode Island, y'all. Let me tell you, these ladies came in hot and strong. They came in swinging. They was women, y'all. They had to make sure know that Rhode Island, it was a small state, even though we could everybody know each other in the state, but we can still give you drama. What I do like about Rhode Island is that a lot of these ladies know each other. Now, it's not like there's a group of ladies who come in together and try to fake the funk like they're friends, like they be knowing each other when they are only co-workers and colleagues. But no, a lot of these ladies have history. Some of them grew up together since elementary, middle school, know each other families, just that. They grew up very young. So they have a really solid foundation of a friendship. Yes, they might go back and forth with each other. Some having me more of a connection, friendship than the other ladies. But so far, every one of these ladies probably know each other at some extent because of the state of they live in. Because that whole state, you could drive around the whole state in like 45 minutes, basically. That's what they say. So it's very small, and it's a small town, so people know each other. Once your business out there, everybody know your business. So it's no secret. It's not a big state that you not nobody can probably know you across the street. But it's one of those things that, yes, people know your business. So I like about that, and I do like that these ladies have this solid foundation, and they're not afraid to confront each other. Yeah, maybe they might have a little side conversation with each other, but when it comes to the points that they will let it be known, they will address it, they will hash it out, they might fight it out, they might kiss it later, they might make up later, but it is what it is, and a lot of drama. And it's good drama. It's not like forced drama. It's very like straight drama, like regular situation drama that we can feel like I can see people might get upset or agitated about some things like this. Now, I know it's been a couple of times before I did a last review. So like I'm saying, if I will come out will stand out for me in these episodes, right? Let's do this Kelsey situation, right? Because we know that Kelsey came to the show. She introduced her to saying that she was with this baby, a sugar daddy. She's a sugar baby, basically. She has a sugar daddy that she met 10 years ago, young. He didn't want no marriage. Now, I don't think he was married at the time. I believe he was a sugar daddy who was not looking for marriage or looking to have any children with her. Now, did he have kids before her? I don't know. Don't remember that. I don't remember that part of the story. All I do remember that she said she came in, she met him 10 years ago. It's agreed that knowing that he didn't want no marriage or kids, he had her set up in a nice little state, but he was away from the house like at least half of the year. At least half of the year he's in Miami. So he had this big estate in Rhode Island. She stays in there. They got like a service staff, all that stuff, but he's in Miami most of the time with another girlfriend he has. And his face is not being shown because I think when I saw that he didn't want his face to be shown. So he was against it. So that's when they blurred his face out in the sake of the show. However, that was the arrangement. But as she goes more into the relationship, knowing that she agreed on not having kids and marriage, she wants that and kids and marriage. So while he's out there with the girlfriend in Miami, I said, "Oh, you gonna do your own thing, or is one of the things that he could do him, but you can't do you?" Because I said, "What the hell? He know? I don't think he really cares." Right? So she has her own boyfriend here in Rhode Island named Billy. She said she could see herself with Billy and be with him and have children and be married with him. But she don't want to get rid of that lifestyle she has in Rhode Island. And I said, you might have to sacrifice that because at the end of the day, he's not budging. Your sugar daddy's not budging. He already set in stone what he wants and how this arrangement going to be, and it's either you accept it or not. If you want more, then you might have to prepare to get out of that big place. Which I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can get out of that place. Ah! And they got everything, and they got a chef to cook and all that stuff. Oh my gosh! But it's still his staff. But I was like, yes, being with her 10 years is a long time. So hopefully she has something set up or put money aside for a rainy day, or he give her money or whatever it is to happening. It is what's that. So she comes to the point that what she wants is she not gonna get and it's not gonna change. So she had to decide to get out and move out the place. So she got her own place. However, because they've been together for 10 years, the ex decided to her ex sugar daddy decided to pay her rent, I think for a year, something like that, and then also pay for her car insurance and her health insurance. And I said, hey, listen, I know some people might feel type of way about that, but I say if you offer to pay for it, what I'm mean to say no about? Why I'm gonna say no? And I've been with you for 10 years as a loving secretary, working every day of the week, even though she was working. As I was in jail when no one's there, helping you get on his feet, even though she didn't do all that. But she probably made with jail this blind and shit. So listen. But she has a boyfriend, Billy. Billy don't want her ex to keep paying for her. Listen, Billy, I know you want a man, and I know you want a man. It's like this one skit I was watching on TikTok. It's so funny that the mistress, so girlfriend called. It was a skit. Girlfriend called the house, right? The mistress, side chick called the house looking for a man, and the woman said, "Who is this?" I'm looking for Billy. Well, Billy, who is you? Well, I'm Billy's girlfriend. Well, I'm Billy's wife. Oh, you're his wife? Yes, I'm Billy's wife, and it's like that. Well, since you the wife, tell him I'm gonna cut off his freaking telephone bill, his cable bill. I'm not paying for the White House. I'm not paying for the internet. I'm not paying for this. I ain't paying for the rent. Something like that. And the girlfriend, wife said, "Hold up, girl. Oh, I'm just playing, girl. I'm his sister, girl. I'm just like I like to joke on the phone. I'm his sister, girl. I let him know. I give him a call you right back." I said, if she paid the rent, the light bill, the gas bill, the internet, the cable, all that stuff. I said, girl, you keep that mistress. I'm good. I'm just playing, girl. I'm not his wife. Because you pay, girl, you pay my bills. And that's what it is. I'm good. But it was so funny to skip. But I'm just saying that how rent is set up. I don't know about Rhode Island, but over here, listen, somebody got money and they gonna continue to pay for it, they can continue to pay for it. Now at some point, yes, you gonna maybe sometimes things attached to that. He might want to expect something in return, but I don't know if what was because we want to go by her word because we can't see him. We don't even know what he says. We don't even know what he wants. Or we know that he paying for the house for like a year, something like that, and hopefully she get a job or whatever, or Billy could pay for rent, whatever it is she arranged to do. She could try to work on herself. But I say, hey, all that expensive. If he's willing to do that after 10 years being with you, and he's willing to say, no, I can still pay for this, I would have no issue with that. And then she asked the guys, and Liz, a lot of them saying, hey, it's what it is. Even one of the guys he asked for something in return. Because at the end of the day, so be it. Liz was supportive because she said Liz, like as Liz's husband said at some point, her ex was paying for a lot of things before, something for like a year, something like that, and then he stopped. But he paid for something when they first started dating or whatever. So I'll be a lot of them was upset about that. So, but Billy was like, nah, I understand where Billy coming from. He's a man. He want to take care of his girl or something like that. But listen, the way things set up, I said, listen. Billy, I said, hey, if you wanted to do it, listen, it doesn't take away from me being with her. We still got plans, right? So that's my thing. But I don't know. Rosie going around doing interview saying that she been left out the house for 2 years ago and that she used that as a storyline to get on the show. So I don't know what's true or not. It's Rosie word against Kelsey word. So we just got to figure out in a reunion when they go hash it out and see what's the bottom of it. Maybe Andy will ask Kelsey, were you was in this house? Or did you left the house way before you got in the show? Or were you in this house doing filming and then you left after? Because he was already gone. Then you created this storyline. That was like, okay, messed up. And why he agreed for you to be back in his house, even if you was gone already. You was already moved out the house. So we find out at the reunion if they address that. Because most likely it'll probably be addressed because, interviews are being done right now. That was Kelsey's situation. Like, what's something else that stood out? Alicia with her husband, Rich, about this piece of mama. And, she's not married to her husband yet. And she has no ownership of the piece of mama, even though a lot of her ideas he used to help make Peace of Mind successful. So I'm just like, if your idea is being used and this piece of spot is successful, and your husband and one successful businesses, you are his fiance, so you should have cut an ownership of this businesses if it's your idea. So how come you didn't let this? How come you let this ride out and not you be her name on this businesses? I don't understand. No, put your name on this piece of mama joint in order for another shop to be open for you to be owner of it. No, he should put your name on this one and give you a percentage ownership of Piece of Mama since a lot of these ideas was yours. And you helped make this one. And the fact that you're not married, and then I think you had a prenup. What, did you have no prenup? Or he make us sign a prenup? I forgot that details. I think it was something about prenup and everything. Help you out. What's about the prenup? I think he said they didn't talk about a prenup or something like that. But whatever. But she hesitated to get married because her father, she got wounds about her father. Her father left her mom and just decided to up and leave her. And they had to move to their grandmother, and then she just felt type of way about the father doing that. So she had this little like fear of even getting a man close. But I said, you've been with this guy for 10 years, you have no ownership. Like, or do you have money to set aside if something like he went to leave you and leave you with nothing? That could be a possibility. So everybody try to get her to come understand. I said, girl, you need to have something set in stone for yourself. If things does fall apart, you are protected and you and your daughter is good. Now, I believe the daughter probably will be good because you know that's the child and the daughter usually get upset. But Alicia, girl, if you're not married to this guy yet and he got this business and what is for you? So she feel like you don't trust her, or because she asked him if something happens to you. Well, he said you are good, you are set, you on a state, something like that. But I said never see the paperwork. I need to know because sometimes guys will say some things and women will believe them, and then something happened, and then they all asked out. So I said, Alicia, go by what. Do you have the paperwork? Do you even say something that's set in stone and say that if something happens to him, you are set? Or your insurance or what you have, like let him show you paperwork of what he put down for you, stuff like that. But the fact that the new Piece of Mama stock, they would say, okay, they're gonna build up the new Piece of Mama. She'll be part ownership of it if she works. I said, no, don't put no if you work, don't put that stipulation there. Say you work on it, use the ideas, get the new shop together, you will be part of it. Period. Even if you work or not, you gonna have staff there and whatnot. It's your ideas, your baby. Let it be. I grant it. If you're gonna do stores, yes, you're gonna be part of making it open, making things correct, making sure things are good. But I don't even put no work. If I work, don't put that stipulation to help us out. But I don't know. But Alicia said because I'm jumping around, y'all. I'm gonna be jumping around about the homeless thing, because she said she was left homeless. Now, granted, when you say that, there's a whole point contention between Liz and Alicia. Because Liz and Alicia knew each other since they was childhood. The family raised them and stuff like that. Liz, they know each other. So Liz and her husband knows that. And also, I think Joanna and her husband also knows about Alicia. And knows that Alicia never been homeless. However, I understand what Alicia was saying from, not because she wasn't technically homeless, but I feel like she lost a part of her home, her childhood home, being raised in a family with both her parents because her father decided to leave them and I guess kicked them out the house or started a new family, whatever that happened, the fact that they had to live with her grandmother. So she felt like she felt homeless because her child home was gone from her, even though she was technically homeless. She was living on the street like that. That she just not in her own home. So to her, according to her, is a loss. So I understand what she was saying in that context. But when it comes to Liz, to say yes, the word technically, if you go hung up with the definition of the word, yes, she was technically homeless. However, she felt abandoned by the father and then left her childhood home that she grew up, her memories shattered. So you should let her share her feelings, and then Alicia and her Liz going back and forth, arguing about this whole thing. You should let me have my feelings and everything. You should never try to go hung up the definitions. Yes, I know I was not never homeless, but I felt this way, and it's bad. You should let me spread my feelings and not try to dissect the not try to dissect the definition of the word and try to downplay me and whatnot. And say, and I said, I apologize for that. And but you couldn't let it down. She said, my character's cast assassinated. And I said, so you had no intention. Your apology was effed up. Your apology was not sincere because you get offended by she said your character is messed up. This is that because it is. You is gun holding about me saying I was never homeless. And I tell you, yes, yes, maybe that's not the right word to say. However, that's how I felt. So you should let me feel the way it was and supported me and not gun ho about correcting my definition of the word. So Liz is bothered by it. Joella is in the middle. She trying to help Liz to try to shut it down a little bit, stop it. Liz is still on one. She's turned up because now she getting called her character assassinated and wrong and mean. And so I said, well, technically you all becoming mean because at the end of the day, you didn't have to go this toe to toe with Alicia about this freaking thing. Let her say let her say how she felt about how her childhood is, and let it be. Yes, she wasn't technically homeless. She understand that, but you should let her rock with it and just be there as a supportive friend and not be so offended when she called you out or to be insensitive to her freaking story. You were, Liz. You was. Like, I like you, but you were being insensitive. And now you and Joanna go back and forth next episode because you can't stand to be corrected. So all that is too much. So now, excuse me. We didn't get much of Alicia and Rich. It's like Alicia always crying and everything, but ain't much about her because I ain't much to say about her. I'm gonna say the Woola drama for last because there's so much going on about the Woola thing, but whatever. Kelsey and Rosie situation. Well, so with Kelsey, I think Kelsey did Ashley's hair and they were talking, and Kelsey mentioned that how she did Rosie hair one time, and Rosie did not post it her work, and Rosie posted other people's work that she collaborated on, but she didn't post Kelsey work. Which I may understand why Kelsey may feel type of way about that, because like if I collab with you and you make your thing on social media and I try to make my presence known, or maybe Kelsey, why did you took a picture of the work you did of Joellen's? No, not Joellen, Rosie. Took a picture and put it on your Instagram. But I think maybe it's one thing you can put in your own Instagram, but it's another thing somebody else will post your work and bring more eyes to your work. That's how network works in social media platform. Sometimes social networking. That's when people ask the YouTube, share the videos, let people know about me, because I can do all that on my own, but I say if other people share and people know you, they would say, oh, you like this person, let me find out, let me see this person. And that's how people platform get bigger, by sharing, let people know about you. So it helps. So yes, if you like the video, please like, please subscribe, please share the video, let people know about me so they can come over here and see what I have going on. Because I like to talk, I have to talk my best, have a good time, and move about my business. I don't get too invested like people be in the shows. Now, so Kelsey could have took a picture of her work she done, put on her own social media platform. But yes, Rosie could have got a picture taken, took a picture, and posted and tagged her work. So I said, oh, I know Rosie, so maybe let me check out Kelsey because she tagged this person and her hair was looking slayed and nice. And I understand, like, if you post other people's work, why you couldn't post Kelsey? Did you not like it or something? So Kelsey confronted Rosie about that. They go back and forth, and it's a whole big moment. Yes, she's not obligated, but it would have been nice to post her work. And Kelsey, you could have posted your work too. Now, that's that. So now the whole thing about Kelsey said that Rosie always lying and this and that. So what you know she lie about? She's saying about her house, about this, about that. About I said, so would you got receipts of all this stuff that you saying that she's lying about? Or you just saying that she's lying? Because we do know she added square footage to the house that she has now. We see it being done. Now, all the stuff that you think she lying about, it is what it is. It's not. You can prove it. You got proof. Got receipts. So they try to make amends. So when they had that, they got the mansion. It's a trip, the tea party, all the extra stuff they had done. It was cute and whatever. They had like the mask and reveal the mask and share about themselves. That's when they're going back and forth. And Kelsey and Rosie had a heart to heart. And so they might be more alike than they think. They didn't want to admit. They might be more alike. So they was like, you know what? We could start over. This Beverly Hills shit. It could move forward. So they said they do a do-over. Now, they both was trying to be petty, because I think Rosie was trying to be petty by showing a blueprint and say, no, you try to come here, let me show you this. Bam! I have a blueprint. I mean, she had to show all that. It is what it is. She could come to the house and see that you're doing work in the house. So it's not like you really have to show her that you are doing the blueprint and expanding the house. Like, we see it when we get there. So, she wasn't showing the blueprint. That's one part. At that freaking Kelsey coming in that freaking thing with a freaking blown horn. Woo, woo, woo. Rosie, I don't know her last name. I'm going to say Rosie, my God. Rosie. I'm going to call Rosie. Hey, girl, you got this, in the House of Police. You got this aspect footage. Or in the freaking, I said, hold up. Now, I know Kelsey said she want to come in and joke, but I said you and Rosie just get into a good place. What make you think it was the right time to make a joke? It wasn't the right time to make a joke. It was not a good time to make that joke. You should have just let it be, let it rock, and just came there, did your hair. You could have had a good kiki session and whatnot. And this time holding, but you hold the whole blow on. I said, I would like nobody comes to my place, blew a blow horn. Hey, Bizzle, yes, this is that, and this is that. Oh, in the freaking New York City. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. So pump your brakes and try to do all that blow horn, because that was not necessary. That's not even funny at all. All that loudness and everybody know your business. I said, I don't want anybody know who I am, who you talking to. It's bad enough the smallest thing. You in the freaking neighborhood, being all loud, crazy, all the disturbance. So yes, I didn't find that funny, and I don't like how everybody trying to make Rosie to take that as a joke, and she was joking and accept that. I said no, she don't have to accept Jack. And I like that. So Rosie kept her ground. I said no, why y'all trying to make me feel like I need to accept this? No, I'm not accepting. It was not funny. It is what it is. So at that point, Rosie got her Kelsey behind and ripped her a new one, and they was going back and forth in the house. And she said, you got no living, and yes, you suck dick for a career, and all that stuff. I said, oh my gosh. Even Kelsey was shocked. Kelsey's like, I said, eggplant as a career? And everything, and you were nothing, and all back and forth. They was going hard. You F married man. You for career, get the hell out of my house. I can't stand you. Get out my house. Get everything. Because I didn't like that. I didn't find it funny. Or that stuff like that. But your intention would be petty too, trying to show a blueprint. So it's like at the end of the day, you're both trying to be petty at some point. But that whole blowhorn was not cute. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And that was not funny. And then she tried to tell it. And I said, oh, well, she tried to joke. I said, no, that's not the right thing to be joking about. How you like if somebody come in your freaking house and try to blow horn? Alicia, I hear you was not part I hear you are not owning a piece of mama and you are not married to this guy. You've been a fiance for 10, 15 years. When you going to get married? Liz, you and Dino be going around town playing that y'all forgetting friends. Yeah, like you blew up when somebody was saying, well, like a good look. If you want to go out to freaking Blue Wall with your husband and Dino, and you flipped out on Kelsey about it. So at the end of the day, it's like, Liz, how you feel like somebody's do that? Or Joella, you was a messy ass trick trying to go at the ruler and all that stuff like that. So nobody would have no blowhorn on your freaking neighborhood or loud and shit. So don't try to make it seem like she got accepted and it was funny because Kelsey trying to make a joke of it. I said, you want to be funny? That's on you, but I didn't find it funny. So that's that. So this whole thing with this Rula, Joellen, Brian, this mistress situation, it is ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right. So we know Rula and Brian's in the show. Right? I don't know what's Rula angle is. Like, is she doing this show to get away from him or whatnot? Because I said I don't know how she would stay with this guy knowing that he's doing what he's doing. Now, she's saying that we working together, we moving forward. But I said, oh, you really trying to move forward with this guy? Or you trying to move her out? Because sometimes they try to pretend they try to move forward for the sake of the relationship, but they using it to get all the evidence and everything so you can gather information so you can get your way out. So her being on the show is her means to an end. If something goes south, that she can move away from this guy, and hopefully she does. Because I said none of you do what he's doing is not making it look good. And y'all don't know what's happening. Let me tell y'all, let me break down what's happening and get to the new stuff. So Brian has a mistress. Everybody in town know that because the mistress was being messy, her dusty ass. Sitting on his lap. I think in his house or whatever house they was in. He's all cheesing from ear to ear. Sitting on the lap. She posted on her Instagram. I said, girl, how desperate can you be? If this is not supposed to be out, why are you posting your affair? Like, you want everybody to know. And that's trashy behavior. You're trashy, nasty, sleazy, class. Nasty, put your clothes on, I told you. Don't walk out the house without your clothes on, I told you. Like, you a nasty girl. You're nasty, you're trashy, you're classless girl. You're sleazy. Yes. So, she going around posting. So Joanna saw the post, and then she reached out to Liz or something like that, or whatever. She showed Liz. Liz found out and said, oh, whatever. And Rula. And then Liz told Rula. Rula reached out to Joellen, and Joellen shared the video or whatever it is that she has of the mistress when mistress posted. And Rula found out. Now, Joellen was upset because it's like, all this said and done, then they try to call her job, try to get her fired for her job, or all that. So I said, that was nasty. I said, why are we going that far to call her job? Now, we're going to find out it wasn't Rula so much of doing that. It was Brian doing that. Brian was trying to call her job to some degree to say something about Joellen and try to get her fired for her job, whatever it is. That didn't happen. But I said, you was a messy queen to be even trying to do some type of like that. Like, why are you calling her job to try to get her fired because of your affair? She ain't like she going around town blasting on it. Your mistress posting on Instagram, and you know this town is small, so you should get your mistress for posting this stuff out there. So Rula, I think Rula wants to know if her husband doing something. I said, girl, do you really want to know? Because every time evidence comes to you, you act like you turn a blind eye, like, oh no, that's not what it is. So you try to destroy my damage, and he's not doing it again. But listen, he is still doing it, girl. He is my. He is. Because it's on the time, like, she posts, like, Brian supposed to have, like, an emergency with his mom in the hospital. Rula supposed to go with him. And then when they call her, Rula is at the house. I said, why are you at the house when you're supposed to be at the hospital with your husband? Is this your mother-in-law? So why are you in the house? Is the kids in the house or something? No, it can't be because the kids was someone y'all came to this event, so your kids should have set up the babysitter. So why are you in the house when he was supposed to go to the hospital? And then something came up. They came back with this event when he supposed to be at the hospital. He had his wedding ring on. He left in the compartment. I said he probably met that freaking mistress. Oh, that's all. And then there was some posts going on saying, "Girl, Joanna." We thought Joanna. I said, "Joanna, why are you so involved?" Now this is a point I do feel like Joanna's too involved because I think Joanna they said that she had to prove something. That's why she's so involved. Like when somebody says something about it, like if something can be done or this is you want, she said she had to prove that she's right. I said, girl, you have to do none of that stuff because at the end of the day, we all believe that Brian's probably still messing with his mistress or doing something. But it's not looking good because every time to confront him, he don't want to say nothing. It is that. Tell him Rule is just looking at dead in the headlights. Now why you telling me about save my marriage? And I'm not leaving because it's not going well. And that's like the girl, stop it. The way how this mission's going around doing what she's doing, I'm surprised you're not seeing nothing unless you're being blind, right, girl? So that's that. So they confronted her and say, listen, come on, Lula, you have to understand this guy is still doing things and whatnot. So Lula still want to hear it. So later on, they was on that trip. Joella got a video. And there's a video posted that Brian is hugging behind the mistress, or whether Lily is a video. So it's a video evidence that he's with the girl. And then they try to say who could bring it to her. Now, to this day, I don't think up to now, nobody had presented the video to Rula. They was trying to get Alicia to do it. Alicia said she cannot do it. Alicia cannot do it. Now, Alicia and Rula and their husbands had a dinner together. Brian talked through the whole dinner. He talked through the whole thing, talked about everything under the sun. Couldn't get nobody a word in. Rula was embarrassed. She said, Brian, no more alcohol, Brian. And he could not stop talking. He talked about everything under the sun, like I'm dipping medicine, taking this kind of pills, taking the steroids, this is that. He did all that stuff, all that craziness, and he kept talking. That it was kind of bad. So Alicia said, "You know what? I cannot bring this to her." And still to this day, she still not have bring this evidence to Rula yet. And I don't think she will. She made her mind that she cannot bring this to Rula. So whatever, if Rula find out about this video, she will have to find out her own because Alicia's not doing it. Because I think they wanted to Alicia because she said, it can't come from Joanna. I said, yes, Joanna, because you was the more point of contention. And at the end of the day, Rula's not going to hear from you. She don't want to hear from you. So Joanna, stay out of it and let somebody else do it. But Alicia, they couldn't do it. Alicia said, no, I'm not. So that's that. And I was like, what? So now, social media news a little bit. So I saw a post recently about, hold on, let me share it real quick. Let me see if I can share it. So I see what I'm saying. So I said, Rula, why? Like, good, or you have an exit plan strategy, or you try to play us to have an exit plan, and you try to pretend to stay in it, to stay in the long one, or you just being delusional. Because I said, it's not one thing that he is cheating. It's another thing that he make this girl part owner of one of his businesses, a minority ownership of one of his businesses. Here we go. RHORI, Real House of Rhode Island, star Rula Pontarelli explains her husband Brian Pontarelli lawsuit against his mistress amid their NDA drama, as she confirms he gave his mistress part of his business. Read the shocking details of the link below. Right. My thing is, it's one thing to have an affair with a mistress. And we thought that the NDA or whatever the thing he was suing, that she was talking too much, she was saying too much, and Willa mentioned that no, the NDA was not about her talking and speaking about the affair, whatever it is, or the day. It was more about the business part of it. The NDA she supposed to sign, and that because the NDA that she can't say much, but it was about that. Brian made the interest that he was dealing with part owner of a business. It was remember how small of the ownership is. It's still part ownership of something. And I would say it's one thing to smash, but it ain't one thing to give this girl some set income. What about paying her bills on the side or something? Get her a house and cheap on the side. Not give her no freaking bought in the business, and now you can't get her rid of it. So what is she trying to? Is she trying to battle to get her off the ownership or something? I don't know what's getting, but the fact that he made the mission part ownership of something. So if Wuna does try to leave him and fight, she can't fight something or one of the business that she's part ownership of. I don't know what's the intentions of doing that. I don't understand because this is something new. I never knew somebody would set a mission up to that degree as a business. I said people get a separate house so you could go to that house and cheat on the person's wife for the mistress. I see them they might like probably get them a car, probably pay the bills a little bit. That's what we all expected he probably would do, but not make a business owner. Shit, like that is crazy. That is crazy. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Cause nobody say nothing about it, so let me know your thoughts because that's that. And not only that, it's another thing that came out with Wula husband and Wula. Let me share this. Was it here? Or was it else? Oh, I guess I don't got it. I thought I did. Maybe it was not important. All right. Maybe I seen it. Let me go to my likes. Hold up, y'all. Let me see if I find it. Oh yes, it's an audio, but I'm not. It's a video. I'm not gonna play the video because I don't want that showing. It's a video that I saw recently on Instagram that Wula husband is arrested, allegedly arrested for for planting wires or audio and cameras in the house in a car without Wula's knowledge. Illegal tampering. So I was like, oh, illegal surveillance or something like that. That's what's called. Whatever it's called, legal term. So he arrested for that. So I guess Ula called the cops like that because he planted bugs and videos and cameras in her car and house without her being noticed, without her noticing. Hold up, let me see if we can move the audio because I want y'all to hear it. That what it was. It was wiretapping. Wiretapping. Yeah, it is some craziness going on, y'all.
Rilla's husband was caught putting listening devices and hidden cameras in their home to spy on her while he was gone.
And it's just so rich. The guy he's the one doing the cheating, but he's like tracking her car, spying on her all the time. It's like, oh, of course, that's how it is.
Yeah, very classic cheater move. I don't know. He is not like getting a good edit. He has a really weird vibe about him. It's just...
He's got a weird vibe, and it's just like 3 episodes in, and it's already just, he looks like horrible, and now this other news is like breaking about it. It's like, man, what a rough start.
Yeah, so it was like a news segment in their local news, and this had, I believe, come out in October. So right after filming, this happened.
It's crazy. But you know, like they're always getting on the show because their life is like about to implode. Yeah. And it's like really seeming like that with Rhode Island.
Yeah.
You know how first episode, couple episodes in, there's like stuff coming out about multiple people where it's like
everyone wants to leave their husband. Yeah. They're all looking for a paycheck so that they can like step out on their own and have a platform, which like that's totally fine, you know, but this guy is like next level with the scandals and just
it usually doesn't happen so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll like and follow for more and let us know your thoughts then.
Yes, that was that. So I was like, he probably doing that to see where she's at and what she's doing so he could do his indiscretions without her being around. So maybe he find out where she's at or what she's doing, he could probably cheat better. I don't know. You can't cheat well because your ambitions are saying something. So at the end of the day, that's all what's going on with this ruler and this whole situation. That's happening with Housewives on Long Island. We will continue going on with this, but maybe it is something. Long Island's good. Then now, congratulations to them. They are renewed for second season. Great for them because they do the good thing. They did a good job. It's like I never really got into New Jersey. I tried to get into it, but I said no. I'm gonna stick with Long Island because this is a good show. They came out strong, high viewership. All the ladies is bringing it, and let's do what we have to do. All right, we're gonna talk about the last show, and last but not least, is Real Housewives of Atlanta. So hope y'all enjoyed the show and watching me. And Real Housewives of Atlanta, how y'all feel about the Atlanta Housewives? Cause baby, in the Atlanta Housewives, got people in a tussle, got people in a frenzy, people tugging down in social media back and forth against people. I said, I'm not going through all that. All the people getting upset, people getting all angry, people getting all mad. I said, listen, let's watch the show and let's let it be. People don't be too invested and reaching out and trying to find out what's happening, what people say, and trying to find out it's true. Like, for example, that Portia said something about Kelly messing with a preacher or something like that. People go reach out to congregations and reach out to pastors to see if it's true. I said, why are y'all doing that over Portia, which Peach Juice is saying? We don't even know what she said is true or not. We do know she like to blow up things, and it might not be true. She like to say things, and people just run with it. Stop running what Peach Juice is saying. You have to go by a grain of salt if she is actually telling the truth or not. And since we don't know, y'all reaching out to people to see who it is, that's stupid. Now, but let's get to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I don't even know the last time I even stopped. I reviewed it, but I don't even know what last thing I reviewed it at. But I do know they was going to Cynthia's trip. So I think that's where we was going to. Cynthia was hosting a trip to Dallas because she has this a collaboration with tequila. It's like that. So she has that. And they're going to go and celebrate. And they have the great opening. It's a collaboration. It's like that. They're going to have a dynasty theme kind of celebration. So they go. So the whole big thing first was the house. So they went to the house. And the house was nice. They had like the tiny guest house, they had a pool house, and had a main house, right? So Cynthia said, you know what, let's just divvy it out. So Pinky had the tiny house, right? Over there where she at, Pinky has that. The pool house she gave to Shamia and Kelly, right? And every rest of the girls had the main house and they can pick their rooms. Now, at first glance, the pool house didn't seem bad. It seemed nice and everything. However, after further evidence and glance up to it, it realized it was not clean. It was dirty. It was mess. So now I understand why Shamia and Kelly felt some way about it, because they should feel some way about the cleanliness of the house they stay in. Now, Cynthia did say that she did a walkthrough before they came there. Now, I don't know what happened to the walkthrough, that it was clean there, and then something happened and they effed it up before they got there, so it's not clean. But that's what happened. Or somebody was in there before they even got there and messed up the place and they cleaned the place. Whatever, that's what happened. So Shamia and Kelly felt some way about that their place was not clean. They was not happy. Right, so they was all FaceTime with Cynthia, but I don't think they mentioned that at the time with Cynthia. So when it came down to the dinner that night, that's when Pinky and Angela was going back and forth. They had to read the session. And K. Michelle didn't come because her glam team didn't come, so she couldn't do her own makeup. I said, girl, you couldn't do a little what? Like, I said, most women should know how to do their own makeup, but whatever. I can't say that because I can't cut my own hair. If I learn base belief, I know I would do it. But I understand. So I'm not going that harsh, but I said, girl, it's not really that serious. But go to her, she not glammed up, she not going. But you end up going after you hear some argument going. But if you was not willing to go, you should have stayed where y'all was at. So what happened is said and done. I think they told Pinky. But Pinky took it upon herself to, I guess, to interrogate and ask Cynthia many questions about what's happening. Because they was at sit down and Pinky was asking, so what's your intentions to pick up this room? Did you have an intention? Did you try to set them up? And it's like, it was an interrogation factor. And I don't know what was going on. It's like Pinky was like picking and probing. Which I understand that was their friends and she was trying to ask what was the reasons about the room picking. Because she and Kelly felt some way about that. Like they feel like they was set up and you purposely put them there. But whatever. But I don't think they would try to really say that they was going to blame Cynthia about everything happened. Because at the end of the day, things happened. And Cynthia, once we found out, she was able to get the people to come clean it. They clean the place. That I don't think they did that right then and there. But they did clean it up before the next day or something like that. And then they happier about sleeping in the beds and stuff like that. But before they couldn't. So when they was going back and forth, Angela looked at Pinky and said, you see bonded. And Pinky said, no, I'm not bonded. It was like, I'm not bonded with you. So they go, but you see bonded. Yesterday they go back and forth. And they would keep agitating and kept going back and forth. And then they just started roasting each other. It said, this is that, and you broke, and this got a lot of money, and your business is failing, and this is house. I could buy your house for foreclosure. I got a lot of money. Because people think things that, don't because I got bankruptcy, like I don't got no money. I got money. I can buy things like that. I think always kind of coming around saying that she could buy this, she got this, she got that. I said, we get it, girl. Don't make that your stake there. Don't make that just like your little rubric that you got this type of money and you can buy it off, or you can buy people. You got this, this high standard. Good. Granted, whatever. But then you should be able to pay your bills then if you got all this type of money. So that's that. And then, Angie got your reason. She's like, I could throw a rock and hit 10 people that you owe. That was funny, though. And she said, I could buy you some souvenirs. She said, no, still not on your team of co-mingling, the incestuous tiff you got on. Don't do it, Papa Smurf. And she said, get the wig. It was a lot of digs about each other, and they would go back and forth. Now, Angela was ready for the weeds. And every time Pinky was going back with her, and she kept going back with it. They were throwing jabs, just like that. And she said, you can kick my ass. She said, you sit back down. She sat back down. And then she tried to get up again, and then she sat back down. I was like, what is going on? And then when I said it done, they was going good, and they said, I got a problem with you, I got a problem with you. They just read each other for film, and then they made it up. Girl, I got a problem with you. I was trying to see you just was sitting there being bonded with each other. It's like, and so I was that, and they made up, they cool. They would move past it like nothing ever happened. It was so funny. That read that was something else. I ain't gonna front. It was what, but not funny. That line was, I can throw a rock and hit 10 people you owe. That was funny. That was, and that's that. So they was going back and forth after they finished going back and forth. Then K. Michelle and Sheree and Kelly came up and they saw what's happening and what was going on. That's that. Cynthia felt type of way. Cynthia was getting activated. She was turning 50 Cent. And she said, y'all trying to blame me and I like this and all that stuff. And I said, oh, child, no. It's like, why you think that we trying to come at you? Like, no, like you coming at us like we go on. Like at the end of the day, Cynthia, they was upset about their rooms. And at first they didn't tell you, but they did tell you. And I don't think they would try to come down and try to outright blame you for something that's out of your control. They was letting you know they was unsatisfied, and they have right to be unsatisfied about the rule. So as long as you try to make it up and you try to get it right for them, it is what it is. But I don't think they would really try to say, oh, it's Cynthia's fault, F her. And I said they was trying to do all that. They just was telling you that how they were unsatisfied, right? So at the next part of the thing, they were separated and they was this type of group. And then I think Angela, Portia, P. Juice, K. Michelle was doing horseback riding, whatever they was gonna do. And then I think Drew, Shamia, Pinky, Cynthia, and I think Kelly went to the cattle line. So their group was separated. And while those ladies was doing their thing over there, the four ladies there, and they had to sit down, had a little eatery in between those horse barns. I said, who set that up? That's nasty. Why are we sitting here while we smell this horse shit? Like, ew, that is whack and ridiculous. So, whack and ridiculous. So they did that, and then everybody else was at the cattle land. They got there late. The cattle had to went by and went quickly. So they went to the restaurant, and they had much vegan options. Now, the whole thing about the vegan and the host thing, I would say, you picky ass, you as the only vegan, it's not the host's responsibility to cater to only finding vegan restaurants at the spots, because not every restaurant mostly have vegan stuff. They know some restaurants might have some vegetarian and vegan options on the menu, but you will just have to understand that they can cater to you. Now, when it was at the house, it is the host's responsibility to cater to everybody's dietary needs. So yes, when you're at the house and you have a chef, you have to let the chef know that yes, one of my guests is vegan and they can't have certain things and ingredients or whatnot. So you have to prepare, like if you whatever dish you might have to prepare for us, you might have to prepare the same dish using vegan only products or vegan style dish. And then she did. I remember Cynthia did tell the chef that somebody was vegan and you need to have a vegan option for my guests. So yes, when you have a private event and you serve your food in your own private event, like Traja did when she was at the she did her Reiki thing. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. She makes sure that a lot of dish was vegan inspired. I think she did everything vegan. I don't know if she did everything vegan, but most of the items and everything, the food, and have vegan options. So yes, when you're in your private house, yes, you have to cater to every your guests. And when your guest is vegan, yes, you have to make sure. But when you have the restaurants like that, you can't get it. You have to be responsible for your own self of know the restaurant you're going to, and if they have vegan options or not, and then probably eat before that or whatnot. to make sure you won't go hungry. Because I know some of these vegans are very strict about going to restaurants and what kind of orders they use and products they use and their food and stuff. They're very strict. So that. But yes, anytime you have an event and somebody comes to your thing, you always ask people that's dietary needs and you let the chef know who's making the food what the dietary needs if you have your own private event. But you go to a restaurant, that's not responsible. That's not sit there responsibility. That's what I feel. That they went out and they was talking, and I guess Drew and Shamia can't get it together right now. It's like it is what it is. I don't know if they try to come forward. Only like they were trying to hug it out, but only Drew said that her mom should not be in the middle of it, and then she got upset. I said, yeah, at the end of the day, Shamia, you cannot get upset if Drew said your mom should not be in the middle of this. Like, leave your mom out of it. Your mom was doing the most, and she was. It's not her fight. It's between me and you. So as long as you can understand that, we can move forward. But that's that. So all that said and done, right? Now we get to this whole, they also got ready to go to this restaurant. Now this whole thing about this plot situation, everything is starting to go down. And then that's to start getting people confused and then everybody tussling it in the social media. And at this point, I was trying to find out why King Michelle and Peach Juice, which is Portia, if y'all know who Peach Juice is, I call her Peach Juice, is going back and forth on Twitter. What is happening? And now we get to see what's going on. So everybody's out. They went to the dinner, right? They sitting down and whatnot. Cynthia ordered some oysters, right? I guess after Drew, somebody said, Cynthia, be careful about the oysters, right? And so Peach Juice examined Cynthia oyster. She said, "Here, let's go. Oh, good. It look clean. It smell nice and whatever." That's that. Now, in the midst of that oyster thing, K. Michelle sat next to Peach Juice and she was making faces like she was turned over about that. Now, I'm watching it. I'm not understanding why she was upset about the oyster thing. Now, she said in confessionals that she know what they was doing and what they were trying to apply. Now, she brought up this whole freaking rumor that happened 8 years ago about somebody went online, whoever she was dealing with, and saying that K. Michelle thinks down below. Now, nobody else I know who came forward, who K. Michelle messed with, said the same thing. So whoever the guy is probably was a douchebag, whatever. So, but that happened years ago, and I didn't know until thank you for my busies who told me the situation. I said, so you saying they try to bring that as a plot line to discredit you in this season, even after hit years ago? Now, do granted, sometimes Housewives do be bringing stuff in and plot and try to bring things to the storyline, to the show, to get people riled up to get people talking. Like, you know, with the Potomac, when G-Neck tried to say that Chris did something to her in the room because she felt uncomfortable. And they try to explain what is you mean by uncomfortable when he did something to you, and then you say, no, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, he didn't do that, he left right immediately and everything, but he just felt uncomfortable. But if he left the right away, you try to apply something and everything, you try to keep going on and on about that through the whole season, and Candace was not having it with you. And I love that. She was on your freaking neck whole season, any reunion. I don't care what nobody say. That's a plot. That was something. So we do know Housewives do come in the show with plot. My thing is this the plot you came with that they try to come in about you about some oysters and then try to say you think stink and all that stuff like that? I said, hey, what? Because I didn't know about that rumor years ago, and I had to find out. So I said, everybody confused. So that was that. So I said I didn't connect the oysters to that. I didn't connect it to y'all making the scene, and then she made the confessionals. I said, oh, so that's why she made that face with the oysters. That's that. So I think you guys think about that. And then Shamia was making faces. I think Somebody try to make it seem like Shamia will try to start something, and then she told Shamia and whatnot. And to be honest, I don't really rock with Shamia like that, but it's not Shamia's fault. I love that. I don't like why they try to make it seem like Shamia is fault for this. K Michelle, she'd be the one to say what she had to say. And if K Michelle confided in Shamia, if Shamia didn't say nothing, then yes, it's not Shamia's responsibility to tell the group what K Michelle feels. K Michelle had to say out of her mouth how she feel, and Shamia would just be the friend. So, but the faces you was making faces, Shamia. Like, girl, stop it. Sometimes you make faces and you try to draw attention to your faces. Like, to me, sometimes I do. Sometimes you can tell how I feel based on my face because it can't hide it. But I'm not gonna make it that big obvious for y'all to make it. Oh my God, what's how I feel? No, calm down. But it's not Shamia's fault. So I think K Michelle addressed something and said something about how things going over the group and the whole black thing. And Drew was confused and saying, what was the black thing? Because I was telling you about one time about knowing him because how you introduce yourself when I show you black on the phone when we went to Peachu's first event. And he said, how you doing? How you doing? Nice to see you again. So that didn't sound like the person who didn't know him. That was a great greetings. So, and Drew was right. She said she only mentioned that one time to you. So I don't understand where's the confusion, what's going on. And K Michelle was saying up there and say they all was like people was like, what's going on? So that's what the Shamia thing. And then K Michelle brought Shamia to the side and said, listen, don't you try to have an issue with Drew and whatnot. And I think somebody was saying this and saying making it about Drew. And I said, no, it wasn't making about her. That's what Drew said. She said, oh, you hear Shamia trying to make it about her? I said, no, I only Drew. And she really was trying to make it about her. They brought her into it. So it was that. So the next day, they tried to say, what's going on with Kay? Kay was upstairs, and then she came downstairs, and then she was quiet. And then everybody said, what's going on with Kay? What's happening? And she said, and I was getting called, because she told us that she got called. Somebody called her and told her that, and they saw a plot and scam to take down K Michelle and to bring some information on screen, whatever it was. There's a plot and scheming to get at her. I said, who was plotting and scheming? And she did not want to say. See, y'all bitches are saying to my face and know what the hell you do. You know who you are. Now, we come to find out after probing probably, because when she was saying all that, Angela came at Shamia, and Angela thought it was Shamia. And then that's what got Shamia said, no, it's not me. Why are you trying to blame me? And then they go back and forth. So you say that you should be the one, and you know something, you should tell the group. I said, at the end of the day, Angela, no. It's not that. It's not Shamia's responsibility to tell the group what's going on. And K Michelle confided her, and K Michelle told her not to say nothing, then that's what she did, not to say nothing. Now, Shamia knows what K Michelle said, but she also told Kelly, and Kelly in confession said she don't remember what was said. So I said, girl, Kelly, what the hell you been? So now at this point, it's divided. Shamia, Kelly, K Michelle, and Pinky is outside. While Cynthia, Drew, P Juice, Phaedra is upstairs. Right? And they try to figure out what was happening. What's going on? What's this plot? Because Peaches said, let me know. I want to be the friend. I want you in the group. I want to make sure I can handle people for you. Like, let me know and everything. All to know is wow that it was Peaches was one of the people. But she did not know that because she was like, who's saying who it is? And she had people smiling about face, and she did not want to say the names at all. So I was like, what is going on? So then downstairs, K Michelle told the people who one it was. She said it was Phaedra. Somebody told her that Phaedra, Peach Juice, Portia, Drew was the one that I'm trying to bring up. So I said, now we know the names. I said Phaedra. I said, first of all, Phaedra barely say nothing this whole season. But, Phaedra and Portia are cool and they look like this. So maybe they would know. So get to my association. But I was like, okay, it's not far fetched that a piece of housewife will bring it to the table, bring something somebody from the past that comes to show with it. But my thing is, what is it? Is it just about that stinking woman, the clams thing? That's what you're trying to claim that they were trying to do jabs about her and trying to present. But I said none of us got it. Most of us didn't get it. Some people who probably know your situation and when you say your confessionals probably got it, but some of us didn't connect the dots. So we did not understand the whole connections about the oysters and say it smells good, it's clean, and about some rumor about your somebody brought about your rumor, your cat being stinking. So it's like that. So this is those. So who is it? And then you said Drew about the black situation, and she said she going around trying to tell everybody that I messing with. I said no, she's not going around telling people that you messing around with black. She only said it one time, and was the only time we said, and that's something that was cutting out, that you must know him. Now you, and it's crazy that you came out and just seen yourself before even Drew even said anything about black, that black was in your DMs. So you mentioned black more than Drew mentioned black. So why are we, K. Michelle, making it seem like Drew is going around campaigning and saying that you were messing around with somebody? Because he married now? Because that's the whole thing now, because she's married, that you can't be going around saying this and all that stuff. I said, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Because Drew barely been around. And the only time she was around is that one time she came with the first child, and then she had to like sit down with Black, and Black try to get with her and saying that he interested in her and everything. But you know, she's going through this legal battle with Ralph. So I don't think she tried to do anything much more than what it is. And she liked that companionship, what she's going through. So she likes it. But she said, you probably know him or something like that. You know what Black knows thing. And that's that. That's all that Drew said to K. Michelle. But somehow she felt like Drew is going around claiming that she messed with somebody. I said, K. Michelle, stop it. Because you're the same person who went on interviews with Shannon Sharp and saying that you let your husband cheat and you like to watch as long as you don't pay their bills. So I said, girl, what is it? Like, what is it? What is going on? And then you joke about this girl when you would get your teeth done. You joke about this sister. Oh, she can't be your sister. I said, why? Because what's the issue? Because you say you let him go, you're gonna let him go cheat. You let him cheat. So why is it gonna be an issue that he has a freaking sister? Goodbye. And you say to watch. You like to be a voyeur. It turns you on watching your man cheat with another woman, and you like to watch. Girl, be a voyeur. But K. Michelle is all confused. She does a lot of contradictions in her little statements and what she says and what's going on. Because the fact that you say she's going around, Drew going around saying that, and when she only mentioned one time to you, that's a contradiction. Like that. So I said, so what Phaedra got to do? Because Phaedra made say shit, and what's Portia's involvement into it? Because I said she was in the friend group. She's your friend. So what Portia have to say? And what information she trying to get out of it? Because at the end of the day, the whole plot is this rumor. That was the rumor you tried going for. That was 8 years ago. That's like stupid, stale, right? So that's all that. So now we know the name. Now, however, K. Michelle had a pottery scene with Kelly and Phaedra. Now Phaedra exonerated. She's not exempt. She exempt, but she said Phaedra know not to. So Phaedra not around. Phaedra know not to say nothing because she know what to shut up and not to go on. Because Phaedra said, "I'm trying to confuse. Like, I'm not saying that it could not happen. I'm just trying to understand why I'm in it and what plot that I'm trying to come in. I'm confused about it because we all confused. I think most people all who do reviews and watch the show are confused about K. Michelle action because it's like it's not making sense. So she was saying what it was about the bag, and there's something else about that. She talked about some ex that we brought up, and that Pete Fortune and I dated some ex, and he called me about some information about them dating, and she never told me, and so all that stuff. So it's like, oh. But now that Phaedra said, Kim Michelle said, Phaedra know what to shut up and not to say nothing and not come out. It turned me on for not to challenge me. I'm on this. So I said, what? You ain't so weird. You was weird. Because Phaedra didn't challenge you and she said something. That's that. Phaedra's out the question. She's not even part of the plot anymore, huh? So that was that. So we have another sit down, right? Now before that, we went to that other party sit down, whatever. Because they went for the gala. That's night with the gala, right? They're supposed to get ready and do the dynasty thing. We get the deed with the pearls and necklace. It was gems. It was nice. They was getting nice little jewelry to wear with their outfits. They was outside. Shamia went to dress everybody because she came with a body suit. I was like, go ahead, body girl, with the swimsuit. And try to check people and say, y'all try to put it on me. I say, yes, I granted. Yes, it's not Shamia for. I don't know why y'all try to put it on Shamia. Shamia is a scapegoat, which is crazy. She got her own problems. Speaking of Shamia, let me get to this real quick before we go move on. Shamia with a husband. I don't know what is going on with this. She is really look like she's fighting for her life to give her husband a son, which y'all don't understand why he needs it in this dire situation. Now I know it makes a traditional cultural thing, so I'm not even fighting against that. I know nobody in my comment section trying to tell me about it's a cultural. I don't care. All I care about is like why is she stressing her stuff out, put her body to the ringer, go do a stress, and feel like it's a life or death situation. If she don't produce a son, like her marriage is over kind of situation. It felt like that. It felt like if she doesn't produce what he wants, it is over. And I said, I don't want to believe that, but it felt like that. He barely not allowed on television. He's not barely going to the appointments with the surrogacy person. You have 2 children already. You are 60 years old. You are 60. You are, yes. Shamia and her husband are age gap. It's an age difference. I think like 20 years age gap. I think she's in the 40s right now. He's 60 something. And you got 2 kids. What about those 2 kids? And one of them is in need right now. So then you want to bring a son into the situation and you buddy around to a lot of stuff. I said, I don't know. Something about that is like sad to see and watch and hear. But it's off. It just seems crazy to me to go that hard and pressing over a son. And I don't like when guys do that. They try to dismiss all the legacy they have with the females and don't care about the females is there. But they didn't really want a son. Like it go make something. You have your legacy already created by 2 daughters. But then she saying her husband is uncomfortable with her doing career because I don't think he want to stop her acting or stop her bag. I know she want to do the rum alcohol product with the peach flavor. Get up with that and stuff. But I say, granted, if you don't want to do the romantic scene because your partner's may feel uncomfortable, I guess that's your husband. You want to respect his wishes, but don't stop acting altogether. Maybe there are ways to work around that. If you're gonna do a scene, you can have a body double who will do the scene for you, and it's your face like that, and you not actually do the scene, but it's there. There are ways to make it happen, or complete no romantic scenes. So, no matter what. But I wasn't supposed to say that about that because that was a major thing in Samia's storyline, and that I know Kelly's going through her own issues, and then Kelly coming around saying that she has a boyfriend. Kelly has been with this guy named Jarvis, Tony, whatever you will call it. It's an alias name. For a year now, she goes through financial troubles because her ex-husband is blocking her for doing things. Like she can't film her daughters because she's a vindictive type of guy, so she can't film her daughters that she had first season. The only one she could film with is her oldest daughter, Chloe, because her oldest daughter is an adult, so she made her own decisions. So you can't control her now. So the other younger daughters, the other 3 that she has with him, he can't film with her. So it's kind of like blocking her back, so like creating stories. So she had this guy. And I said, "Who is this Tony guy? He down around to help you out." or whatever. He been with for a year, something like that. I don't know who this guy is, or whatever. But that's the whole thing with all those two. So now we go to the day before they went to the party, Cynthia's Dynasty event, to get a Dynasty collaboration event. They was outside. Me and her just make a note that it's not her. She cut it out. Stop blaming her. If not, she's not part of this, like that. So they asked K Michelle, and then K Michelle was talking about Drew or something like that. Now I think this is time that she mentioned who the people who was plotting against her. At this time, I think she said, Portia, Phaedra, Drew. And they was like, ooh. I think that's the time she said it, or there was another time she said it. But one time she told the people who was the plotters. And they was going on. So they was at the whole Drew thing, and to help Black, I said, you can't be going around saying all that. Now, granted, this whole to be honest, y'all, say what you want to say, K Michelle started this feud with Drew. She started this feud with Drew. For some apparent reason, she claimed that interviews that Drew is coming around. Sorry, y'all. Hold up. Sorry. She tried to come around that Drew was coming around trying to downplay her, trying to discredit her, and try to come after her. But I said, why would Drew try to do all that? I don't understand why Drew try to come at K Michelle. Well, K Michelle is noticed, well known. Drew is well known. And I hate people trying to do that. Stop trying to downplay Drew accolades like because you like K Michelle. Yes, K Michelle might be a good big music artist, but Drew had accolades. And I knew Drew was the store before I even knew K Michelle. So Drew is a big name as well. However, y'all both on the show, so none of y'all bigger than the program. Like, stop that. K Michelle feel like she's just the grandest person that everybody was bow down to her, and she will come in the Real Housewives show, bring more ratings up and whatnot. Maybe she put more eyes to it because you said, "Oh my God, K Michelle is on the show," but then how she moving is like, what is going on? You creating division, you creating all this drama, you creating this stuff that's in his head that nobody understands what's going on. And it's hard to understand. Unless you put more pieces together in the rest of the season, it's going to be hard for them to get behind you. Now, hold on. Mind you, she started Drew with Drew, and then the whole blow up, the show we seen the clips when Drew got up and said, "Don't mess with me," and stuff like that. And then K Michelle was doing this first, before even Drew got up. Say, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to say that I'm trying to go around saying, you should not be saying my name and trying to come out bad, and do all this. So she doing all that and piped up. Because you told your husband and lied to your husband and say you was calm, express the situation when you was doing all this to Drew, like you about to pop off your seat. When people see that you doing all this and going on, like they're going to think you want to fight. So Drew, what do you want to say about Drew or not? Whether she wins the argument or not, she gonna defend herself. Drew always defend herself. She don't bump. She don't stop. She don't not say nothing. She will defend herself whether she start or not. She don't start it, but usually when you come at her, she will continue with it. The feud. Whether you think she's floor flat or whether you think she's doing a good job, Drew will defend herself. So Drew got up, she said, "Girl, don't be messing with me. You coming to me?" I said, "Oh, now you want to get out." I said, "Girl, you want to do all this before your seat. By the papa get ready, so when she get up, then yes, you going to get up." So I was like, oh my gosh. Kim is entertaining is good and trying to almost implicate you in the fight. Drew getting activated and then you saying she getting up. I said, oh, that. So they got to get Drew away, all that stuff. So they all went to the place to get ready. I mean, it's pulled a little bit, but it turned out well. Drew came there late. I don't know if she did it intentionally or whatnot, but she came there a little late. And they all look nice. Anyway, now we get to the scene with a sit down where we got more information. Well, Phaedra did a Reiki sessions. Well, it sounds nice. It just sounds really good to sit down, meditate, I would do a sound bath one. Maybe I like stuff like that. I like to meditate, relax, be one to yourself with the music. It's great. And she played a few. She didn't because she's been a Reiki master for like 4 years right now. So she did that. So everybody came together and sat down. They was at the bottom list. Now they was in the pool first. They had Ada take off his shirt and be in the pool. I said, "Oh, Ada, you working out? Got nice. You working out, muscles, everything." But I said, "Why Ada is there anyway in the first place?" They got Ada to do everything because I think Ada has a lifeguard license. But I said, yes, even though he might have a license, but why he's there with a bunch of women? He couldn't. You could have hired an adult lifeguard to be there. He got the ladies in front of the pool on boat. Shamia. The floaty popped on Shamia. It got airs out. I think she think it was a conspiracy on her. I said, no, those stuff happens and whatnot. So they got her out or whatever. And it was cute. Then they sat down, they got dressed and sat down and see what's happening. So K. Michelle said she would be a calm. Can I dress something? It was calm and whatnot. And then she said again whose the plotters was Phaedra, Portia, and Drew. And whatnot. Angela and Pinky is next to K. Michelle sitting on that side. And then, we have Portia, we had Kelly. Drew was white, of course, for K. Michelle. And I think Shamia was on the other side. Well, and Phaedra was the head. Cynthia was not there. Cynthia had to leave early and everything, something like that. So K. Michelle says a couple of things, right? She said, it was a couple of things. I feel like somebody I had a call and somebody telling me that some girls in this group are trying to plot on me. And then I would say, who y'all trying to figure out who's the plot? And I would say, I would come around and saying that the plot people who were saying was Phaedra, Portia, and Drew. So Portia was like, damn. Like, I was trying to be a friend, and then come to find out, I was the one that she talked about. So and I'm trying to plot on you. So what was going on? So one, she said that how she broke it down. She said, when I came to the group, you had to understand, Portia. When I came to the group, you was already on ones because you said you had to sit down with Kelly and you just brought some information about Kelly about she said with a married man. So I talked about that. I said, okay, that's one. And another thing about the miscarriage situation, and she said, you know what? You try to understand me because you try to misunderstand me. I would rather you tell me that you want to be my friend and you're not cool with me for you to try to come around and pretend it's like that. And so that's what I'm trying to be calm. It's like that because they were trying to go all good. And Faye just saying, keep it calm, y'all. And not my neighborhood. So that's that. So she makes sense of everybody saying, okay, you my friend, you brought me in the group, and then how you move. Then I said, I'm not comfortable because it's like, this how you move. I said, okay, great, so that's one. And then she said that two things, the miscarriage, the how she saw Kelly marriage thing. And then Kelly sitting there next to Phaedra, co-signing another thing. She said, doing all that co-signing. Now, mind you, Kelly was not on one right there. She was not in her right mind. She was basically there to support, but I feel like she could have stayed where she was at if she would be in that type of energy, but whatever. So then she brought up another situation because she said 4 things. She said the black situation. I said, what's going on black? And Drew said, oh my God. She said, why did it bother you, Drew? Now, granted, she was all calm and collected with Portia, but when it came to Drew, she was ready to pop off. And I said, why everybody come in the show, every newbie? And granted, yes, K. Michelle's a newbie in Real Housewives of Atlanta. Drew has been here for a while, for a couple seasons now. So she is a veteran here. And every person who come in here, with an exception of Angela, came at Drew. Like, Drew is the easy target. Maybe they think that Drew cannot fight or whatnot, but every time somebody come in, they want to come at Drew. And that's a rookie mistake. Like, why y'all keep trying to come on Drew and make Drew is your storyline? It's like, after that, if the Lord y'all keep coming after Drew and making her thing, she gonna keep coming back, y'all. let Drew not be her non-factor factor or whatever, or make her non-existent, and then y'all want to have no issues, and then maybe Drew have to leave. But she's still here because y'all keep making her bad, and she brings drama. So whatever. She goes, oh, why is this about you, Drew? As a girl, you keep saying, get a black situation. You know what to come around and say to people. I said, girl, I'm not. I wish you stop saying his name. And what you gonna do about it? Because I'm gonna keep saying his name. You can't make me say like that. I said, oh my God, just stop saying his name. Girl. And it said, girl, I don't know you. It said, you don't know about me. I said this. If you follow her Instagram, you probably know her. Like, I understand what she meant that. Yes, I know you, but I don't know you. Meaning that I don't know K. Michelle, but I don't know K. Michelle. I don't know she's a singer and everything, but I'm seeing what I'm seeing on screen, but I'm not friends with her. I don't know who she is. I don't know how she is in person. So I can say I don't know you, but I don't know you. But then you try to downplay Drew's accolades, which is stupid. Why are you trying to play her like she's nobody? I don't care what nobody say. Y'all cannot play Drew like she's nobody. I know Drew way before K. Michelle. So she said, yodel your ass out of here, yodel your ass, or whatever. And he said, and I go, oh, yodel all over you, yodel hee-hoo. And all this like that. I said, oh, they're going back and forth, all that. But then kept back being calm with freaking Portia. I said, you didn't want to go toe to toe with Portia like that, but you was okay to do that with Drew. I said, that's whack and that's messy. That's whack. If you go do all that energy for everybody, the 3 people you think plotting on you, you should have that energy with all 3. Don't have this rah-rah for Drew and then all this calmness with Portia. Like, come on now. And then you left Phaedra after her because Phaedra didn't want to test it or challenge you. So she's exonerated out of nowhere. She just got exonerated, right? So then she mentioned about this ex, which I'm trying to get clarification, but thanks for one of my messages and clarifying for me right now. All right. So she said she dated this guy named Nosh. Nosh called her and saying that Portia Peach Juice was saying things about her. Or they talked and they were saying that she said her ex. And they kind of found out she also saying that he dated Portia at the same time. Oh, not at the same time, but he dated Portia. Why she presented this like it's like they was dating the same man and stuff like that. And Portia dated him, and she didn't give her a heads up that she dated. She didn't really care, but she said she would like to know if you my friend, you should have told me that you dated somebody who I publicly was ex with, who I publicly was on with. Now, Nosh is the person that was a Queen's Court. But she also said that Nosh also told us that I don't understand why I always was somebody's ex. That's what K. Michelle said that he told her. And she said, he said I said that. Now, granted, it was like, when Portia defense, Portia said we weren't even friends at the time when I was talking to him. So I guess that Portia started talking to, talking. They wasn't really like in a dating stage or having sex or anything. Because at this point, she didn't want nobody on her cooch, but then she tried to put that she smashing Knox on a coach Peach Juice belt and Pooh's cooch, and that's not right because you didn't want nobody to talk about yours. You shouldn't be talking about what Peach Juice got going on with her body. That's messed up. And Peach was saying, listen, Peach was talking to Nas after, like a couple months after that, K. Michelle and him was talking or dating, whatever it was. Knox was on the Queen's Court. K. Michelle was on that show. And he was a finalist with another person. Right? I don't know. I don't think she chose anyone. I never watched the show. I don't really watch Queen's Court. It is what it is. But then I think like a couple months on 1 or 2 months after the show ended, he was talking to him, but it was not like an ex situation. He said it was just like a talking thing and nothing was serious. And that's that. Now, Nosh is on this interview, and when the interview gets aired and showed, we will watch the interview and we will talk about it because it's all related to a Real Housewives own lifetime. And she brought him into it, so now he's got to defend himself. He got to say it. And then Millie Chan channel, she's her YouTube channel. I think I posted it. No, did I? Hold up. I think I copied it, but I don't know if I don't know. Never mind. I'm not going back. It is what it is. So Millie Chan channel, or you can watch Amy That's Me. She posted it on thing, saying that she reached out to Knox, and he said that he's shocked that K Michelle would call him his ex. Now, granted, at first when I watched this episode, I'm saying, why would he call K Michelle and tell K Michelle what Portia saying about her? Now, this is before K Michelle was getting on the show, so I guess Portia was talking to him before they would know that she was on the show. So before they were on the show, I guess they had him talk, and I guess he took upon himself to call her like that, and let K Michelle know that yes, he was talking to Portia, but I don't know, it was really that serious. Now I think she spun it and made it seem like they was in a relationship or dating or whatnot, and that was her ex. But now I'm just saying, me and K Michelle never really was in a relationship. We was talking and trying, but she was too much, so he had to let that go. But she put a lot more spin into it, like it make it seem like it's something. Now, granted, this whole thing, if they was not friends at the time, so I understand why Portia don't feel the need to say something. Knox should be the one who's to say something. However, if y'all claim to be friends, y'all know each other for 10 years, because at this point they say they knew each other for a while. But then again, Portia saying that we was not even friends at the time. So I was like, maybe she just bought in as a friend of Portia as the rule of reality TV show, you had to bring in somebody you know on the show as a friend of. So they become a friendship. And so yes, maybe Portia should have mentioned that she had talked to Nosh at the time. So I guess that's what it is. So maybe yes, she should have said something to her when they started building a friendship, and to let you know that you was dating Nosh. I had talked to her recently, and we ain't together. It was way long time after you, or it was in the past. So nothing serious. It was nothing with from it, and I just wanted to know. She said she just wanted a heads up. I said, granted, you would have given her that. I give her that. But I said, if there wasn't friends, there was no obligation for her to say it. But once you became friends, then maybe you wouldn't have mentioned it. But I would say, but why you care now? Because you married, you moved on, you left that guy. So it was no reason to be okay if she would have told you or not. But unless you wanted a heads up, I guess you wanted a heads up. So I was like, okay. But who is the source that tried to tell you who was plotting against you? Was Nosh the person that's doing it? Is he the one that's saying that somebody trying to get information or gather information from you? But why do you bring Drew and Phaedra into it? It was just only Portia. Is his the link? You need to tell us something, because everybody confused. So Angela had a line. She said one line, I could throw a rock and hit 10 people you owe. And she done it like, she said, I'm confused. Where the food at? I know that's right. I'm confused. Where the food at? Because I don't understand what's going on. Even Angela was acting picky. He said, "Cuz you know what's going on?" Picky's like, "Why you asking me a question? I don't know the answers." Angela trying to get see info and sitting there making comments and trying to understand. Girl, do you understand what you're saying? What? She said, "No, I don't know." She said, "I'm confused. Where the food at?" Yeah, where is the food? Because we all confusion. We all in confusion. And so, well, I'm seeing that. So Portia was like, "Oh my god, yeah, we all confused. Exactly, we all confused. Where the food at?" the viewers, the people who make shows, who review the shows, all confused. People confused. K Michelle doing press tour conferences and press tour interviews, and she just going up and down, up and down, up and down with her freaking statements, and it's like, we don't understand, and it's still not making sense of who telling you this, what kind of plot they're trying to bring forward. If the plot was about your stinking kitty box, girl, that was years ago. And why would they bring that up? And I said, if they try to bring that old stale, tail ass rumor, I said, that's ridiculous. If that was the rumor, I said, it got to be something else. It cannot be that. It had to be something else. If Knox is the person that told you this, and why Phaedra's off the hook? And why you got so much smoke from Drew? Because she's not really bringing up so much. Who else? What else did Drew say? Like, give us receipts. You can't say you do receipts. I don't need to bring no receipts. I do receipts. F the F out of here. If you gonna come to the union and say I don't need to bring no receipts, I do receipt. No, hell no. Just like Phaedra, like Portia was saying, I don't need a receipt. I do receipt. No, you can't go by your word. So Phaedra will say, oh well, I guess we gotta understand that we come down. We know it's something. Kelly said, oh well, yes, because we got Portia like the fuck every Nigerian in the world. I said, oh child. When you say that, Portia got pissed off. You know what, bitch? Don't be coming at me because I'm telling you something. Because like that, that's like that. Because you know we got one thing to say. You gonna come at me because I know you go down and stand by it. She said, "Oh well, will you gonna stop with me? And you gonna stop with me and get that part of that? You better get that by some place." And said, "What you gotta do?" And said, "Because I'm good. I ain't play with you because I know what you're doing." They got Portia up. I said, "Oh, the production went there quick." They said, "Oh, hold up." They did a Drew one next to Portia. They did a Drew one next to Portia. They said, "Oh, girl, don't get activated. Don't get activated." It's like that. Because she was, Peach Juice was livid. But Kelly would quit. Livid. Because, and also came and said, "I'm not fouling." I said, "Girl, what you talking about?" Okay, you're not married to the guy. You're not married to Nosh, so you couldn't be a Fallon. And so why Fallon said, "Wait a minute. I guess maybe Fallon might be happy that she's in it. I don't know." I was like, so they got Kenny away. And then Portia said, you need to fuck up because you just shut up because I know the person you talk about, you messing with some preacher. And I want to say that because I want to say no name because I want to bring no family. So I said, why bring it up there? And because that, Portia, you know this person because this is your client. And it's like, oh, they just say, I know. I said, Tasia, what do you know? What do you know? So are you co-signing a Portia knowing that she messing with a married preacher? Like, who is this? Like, come on now. She said, I know. And that's that. And then we gotta wait for it to be continued for next week. And Kelly said, oh, she messing the wrong one. She got learn today. Got her little ass out of the way. I said, Kelly, you was waiting a moment. You could have sat your ass there and just listened to everything when you wanted to say something was your right moment, and then you got her activated. And now, because what Portia said, now everybody trying to investigate who is the freaking preacher, who is the client of Phaedra that Kelly's supposed to be messing with. Now, we do know Kelly's in a relationship with someone, but she said she ain't messing with no married man. And I said, if this is the case, why would that married preacher be texting and telling all his business about he smashed Kelly? Like, what is going on? Like, why always loose lips about this? We can't be that loose lips. Like, why are men is that loose lips? Like, sometimes we do like men like to be messy. They love to smash and want to tell everybody. I said, get the fuck out of here. Are you supposed to be men? Why are we kissing and telling like we bunch of bitches? Like, I'm sorry. I hate that. That's like to turn my nerves off. Why are we smashing and telling? Keep it to yourself. And why would he go around texting and saying that he's smashing Kelly? Like, come on. Like, one married man will do that and expose himself. Like, that don't make any damn sense. We know men do stupid stuff. We do know they do stupid things. But it don't make sense if we do all of that. And he a preacher is that, quote unquote, allegedly a preacher. Like, come on, we can't be doing that. And then everybody trying to go around. I said, why are y'all so invested in it's evil? They said, oh, preacher. Pastor Jamon Ryan, Pastor this, congregated this. Oh, you mess with Kelly? Preacher Portia said you mess with Kelly. I was like, they was on it. I said, damn. They was ready to get down the internet. Typing fast and everything. Trying to get everything. They said, no, it's not me. That's me. Kelly had to go on live and said, stop doing that, y'all. I don't play that way. I'm not that type of person. I'm not smashed. I said, why are we going by her word? Like I said, this is all confusion. I hope y'all still help K. Michelle can try to bring us together because he's all lost. She is creating stories on her head. She's fabricating things. I think she thinks she's the bigger person in this platform and she wants to be the queen bee. And you can't be that because at the end of the day, you are a newbie on this platform with everybody else. And even though you are no name, you are a newbie on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And because you didn't love hip hop before, you should know how to play the game. And you do it miserably. You created the division. You go after the people that you should go after. And though I look like a person who want to pick teams, I say ain't nobody need to pick teams. It is what it is. But you creating these issues. And now everybody looking at you. People are excited to see K Michelle. I was like, oh my God, I want to see how K Michelle gonna bring to the show. What she gonna do now? Her music. Let's see her country album. Let's see this. And then we all like, oh my God, we are exhausted by K Michelle. We are exhausted. Now we don't want to see her on our screens now. Because she's bringing stuff that's causing confusion and chaos. And it's not making any damn sense. I'm confused with the food at. And by the time when I got off this line, I'm about to eat some food. Because I said, now I'm confused. I'm about to be done with this food and with my food at. But y'all, if you have any input about anything and stuff, any news that comes out about this Nosh, I'm gonna look for this Nosh interview because I want to watch that, and I'll probably do a video of that, whatever, see how it goes, and go by that. I don't know. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. But at this paper, between K Michelle and Drew, I'm about to say I can't be on K Michelle's trial between Drew and K Michelle. I'm on Drew's side for this because I said unless something else comes out, or you got evidence, or you tell us who this person is, who's the source that you're talking about, we need to know. And what kind of plot. It can't be about the oysters thing. And besides, you try to say they know they were supposed to bring that up. I said, whatever. You brought lots in the rumor because nobody else really think about that. Nobody really think about why you made a face of oysters and think about that if you would bring that up to professionals and not have us thinking about it. But that was that, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget, I ain't forget about that book thing, y'all. I'm still trying to do it. I think I might do pre-record and give it out there because, next week is going to start being the heavy week of summertime when new shows coming out, coming back out, and then Love Island's happen at the same time. So we got a lot of things going on to watch. And I still got some time. I'm going to get over here. Hope y'all enjoyed this live. Let me know any thoughts. Replay game. Appreciate you. Hit y'all. Let me know your comments down below. I would love to hear your comments. And until then, if anything else that's come out, I didn't say it, or I missed something, let me know down in the comment section down below and we can have a conversation. Talk to you then. Until then, peace out. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.